sit over a medical doctor's matter before he can be formally charged. Once the matter does not fall, I believe that if the CJN collected bribe in handling a case, that falls within his official capacity. Then you can take that to the NJC. But anything that the CJ is said to have done that is not related to his function as the CJ of Nigeria will have to go as a public officer to the CCT.
Do you agree with that?
You see, I'm sure, like you said, you're nearly a judicial officer. We've all been at this the drama started about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's actually a Nollywood now. We don't know what's coming up next. So that is why I'm telling you that the law has failed us. Mr. Mumuni is my colleague. He was actually my teacher when I was doing my law as a second degree. The law has failed us. I'm not here to interpret the law. Sans have spoken. Everybody has spoken. What I am here for us to do is to accept that the law has failed us. How can you have... I forgot to look into how the Code of Conduct Bureau is also appointed. If you look at it, it will also be defective.
Well, actually, one of the angles that I looked at there was that the CCB is constituted, is it CCB or CCT is considered on the advice of the NJC.
And who is the chairman of the NJC?
The CJN.
Okay, now, let us leave the judicial aspect now and go to the executive aspect. Everybody is claiming that the president has carried out a rascality. The law has failed again. When you look at the provisions of the Constitution, there are set out rules, including the NJC, as to how a CJN can be removed. Now, there are no clear provisions, but they said in the interpretation of the Constitution, he has the power to suspend, which he has used. The NBA is upset that he has suspended. Some people say he has the right to suspend. Some people say he doesn't have the right to suspend. The law has failed us. I'm coming.
Okay.
Now, the president acted clever, in quotes. If you have a situation like this in your hands, where the CJN has admitted that he forgot, either due to old age, maybe he has amnesia, maybe there's a problem. Let us assume he forgot. The president sits back to say, there's something we say in law. You can bend the law, but don't break it. And that is why you have SANs. Those are people who are experts at bending the law, at looking at it critically and saying, how can we escape? What is the technicality I can use? I'm not speaking from the president, but he sat back to say, how will I deal with this? His advisors or by himself, he saw the loophole in that, once these people can't give me this order, then I can suspend. The law has failed us. Now, we lawyers say something. There's an aspect of law. There's another aspect of law which nobody is looking at. Equity. When the law fails, when the Constitution fails, when everything has broken down like this, what do? We resort to equity and good conscience. What is equity? Simple. Is it good? Is it fair? Is it something you should be proud of? Is it something that our children and our children's children, the future of this country that are watching, is it fair? That is where I stand. Is it equitable? I rest my case for now.
Mr. Mumuni, this is, well, your student has... I hope your student is making you proud. But one other thing that makes this really interesting is the... Okay, maybe let me put it this way. How much of this drama, Madam calls Nollywood, how much of this drama is political? How much of it is judicial?
Good. You see, this is not the first time politicians will be playing with issues of law. But what we must continue to insist on is that when there are legal procedures to be followed, we follow the legal procedures so that at any point in time, when issues becomes controversial, because we will have to resolve it by the ambit of law. Although people who want to read politics into it, people will say, what about the timing? All those issues, to me, they are extra legal issues. So if we must resolve legal issues, we have to resolve it based on legal principles. And like Ms. Marcos said, you would get to a stage where you think law has failed, then there are other principles related to it that you look at.
So if you don't mind me, butting in, we have to take a break in about 2 minutes. Yeah. The reason I asked that question is because this judicial impasse, so to speak, is being used for some political expediency. And the Senate is talking, the opposition is talking, and all of that. And it's needless to say, bringing a lot of confusion to the electorate.
What I think should happen is that those who engage in politics can attempt to look at it from political angle. But we don't have any reason as a lawyer to also join them in that fray. Whatever it is, if an offense has been committed, let whoever is involved carry his cross. And let's resolve it legally as it should be resolved legally. For example, I don't hear this issue of politics part of it when it comes to administration of criminal justice, like in America, for instance, or in Britain. So why is our own different?
So why is our own different?
You see,
we mustn't escape from politics. I can tell you, if it was normal times, we probably won't have this much noise.
Yes.
You see some people on TV, and you know that definitely these ones are being sponsored. This is not the first time. Let's reverse to Jonathan's time and Sanusi. Just before the elections, Sanusi was suspended. The issue of the governor of the central bank and the CJN is similar. You need 2/3 of the majority of Senate to pull him out. His Excellency Jonathan also acted clever. He suspended him. But because of the tension of politics now, everybody's looking for that loophole I'm talking about.
All right, we need to take a short break now. When we return, we'll probably be able to take on more of this. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.